It is great morning. I'm just wake up and then I have a dream. Just I want to chat with you. Mm, the reason why I have a live video it is because we want to learn about how the European settlers or the colonizers um, managed to distort our Southern African history. Through colonialism, we have been marginalized. We, as the Bantu people, together with the Khoisan, we've been distanced to each other. I'm gonna talk more about South Africa and situation that have been distorted by the European settlers. First of all, when Europeans came to southern part or to southern region or to southern African hemisphere in SADC countries, mm, they did have a way to manipulate our ancestors due to the hospitality that they got from them. So they continue to do that because they were benefiting from it. Um, Through religion, they managed to settle it down with the Khoisan from Cape Town. Mm, they did that to the Khoisan. Before they did that to the Khoisan, uh, they lied that between themselves, you see, because we we hosted the arrival of Vasco da Gama descendants who later went to Mozambique, so followed by the Dutch settlement. So through our hospitality, Vasco da Gama arrived around 1400, but he was robbed the land from Cape Town, and then he managed to settle it to KwaZulu Natal. After KwaZulu Natal, um, because of the Zulu or the Ngoni there in KwaZulu Natal, there was a dispute because the Ngonis or the Zulus in KwaZulu Natal, they wanted to control themselves without any European influence into their culture. They managed to escape to Mozambique, where they conquered the Ronga clan. So I don't want. I will talk later about that. Um, I want to go back to the Dutch settlers in Cape Town, where they conquered the Khoisan. They arrived in 1652 in Cape Town, where they discovered the Khoisans, the Khoi and Sons, correctly. So, in order for them, because they were coming from the northern part of Europe, they managed to take the rest in Cape Town because they were going to India for to trade with the Indians through spies and etc. etc. But they managed to settle and rest in Cape Town because it was the land of the paradise. There were fruits that they could able to eat, the edible fruits like apples, um, grapes, etc., etc. So because of the also even the weather, you see, Mediterranean area like Cape Town. So they managed to settle there. So beside that, mm, they didn't want to live together with the Khoisan then. They saw that the Khoisan are living the healthy life according to them. So they came with their own ideology that in order for us to settle here and live here permanently, we need to pretend as if we love these people so that we can know their lifestyle and what they want. So by doing so, at the beginning, when um, they encountered the Khoisan, there was a fight because of the language barrier, because they were not understanding to each other. They were speaking Dutch, while the Khoisan they were speaking the Cleckington language. Go, 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 go. So you see. Uh, so, but after that, they managed to at least to know each other, because it was the first time where the Dutch they were knowing themselves that they've got their own race in the world that looks like them. There is no other race or the black race or something like that. So even even into the Khoisan, they were like that. But they managed to make a peace, and then they live together with the Khoisan. Mm. By doing so, they decided to, at least why don't we change their culture by trading with them to give them clothes, give them the Bibles. You see. So they begin their own education, you see, like to change the culture of the Khoisan, and also the African mythology or the spiritual and belief system that was based on the Khoisan's DNA. Um, and then they 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 also had a sex with the Khoisan just to give birth to multiply their tribes, because they were not that much, you see. So and then they begin to conquer them like slaves. So it's where it's where or how they managed to conquer um, Cape Town by that time. So it was known as the Cape Colony for the Dutch people. Mm, so the history was like that. So today we have we have uh, like Africa, we have elite people, educated the Bantu people who managed to trace back the history of why mm, Africans have been treated like that, and the history of the African have been distorted or written into the books by people who exploited their forefathers or foremothers. So even today, they will tell you that the descendant of the Dutch, which are known as Afrikaners, they will tell you that, oh, they came the same time uh, when it comes to the land issues, because the Bantu people wants land back theirs. So they will tell you that, oh, we the only people that we can able to give land to is the Khoisan, because they were the founders of South Africa. There was no South Africa when they come. They rested. They know the history of the Khoisans. They didn't know they didn't know the history of the Zulus, or I can say the Ngonis, because Ngonis consist of the Xhosa, Zulu, Ndebele, the Swat, and also the part of Shangan tribe there that left KwaZulu-Natal during the Mfecane and kings of Shangan that fled away to Mozambique, scaring Shaka Zulu. Mm. So they don't want us to learn this kind of history because they want to keep on dooming us, isn't like to make us look like as if we are inferior or we don't know our culture. They changed our ancestors to believe like when you worship their gods or their religion like Christianity, everything will be fine to them. They will refrain from killing you as a Bantu person. So it was not such thing. You see. So they changed African mythology. You can check even right now. You see. But myself, I don't believe everything that they did because if you can check, our African religion is based on the DNA calling. It's not like their own because in religion is a man-made thing, you see, or is the man-made belief system because you can be a Christian today and tomorrow you change to be Islam. But if you are a Sangoma, you cannot change or you cannot change it because it's a calling. It's not something that you get. That's why you find white people having the Sangoma's spiritual calling. So to into them, the, the, they they've been possessed by those kind of spirit because if you want to check the history, when the ancestors came, there were no white sangomas or the European sangomas. They were just Christians, you see. But nowadays we have a lot of white people who are sangomas because of the killings that they've done to the black. So the spirit came back to them just to haunt them, like possess them. That's why you end up seeing white people being possessed by the Amadlos to become the Sangoma. So it is a calling. It is not like a religion. I can be a Christian today, and even though I don't follow the Christian orders, I can able to live the earthly life. But to be Sangoma, you need to follow their callings. If they say walk barefooted, you need to walk barefooted. Drink this kind of sacrifices that they want. You are going to do that because if you don't do, there's some consequences that you are going to face. So it's how we need to teach ourselves or to teach our kids about this kind of histories because there is a war that's happening in the southern part of Africa or in Africa actually, but I'm going to talk about southern part because it's where I'm based. Another thing is that um, we end up forgetting where we come from because we've been westernized. You see, we've been westernized. Mm, Sometimes I agree with what Malema is saying about white people, but some other views that 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 I watched to Malema sometimes it doesn't it doesn't go according to way he wanted to be. So sometimes it might be some depression or the anger issues against the white people about what they did to our ancestors. So, but we need to have a unity with them. You see. So another thing is that white people will write everything, will write a history that we came the same way the Zulus have been there in KwaZulu Natal. They don't know the history. because they were based in Cape Town. How could they know something that is in KwaZulu Natal? There was this already civilization that built by the Venda people in Mapungu before 1652. There were no Khoisan. There were not only Khoisan. Khoisan are not the first uh, discovered clan or people of South Africa, because when you talk about South Africa, you're talking about 9 provinces that consist of Western Cape, Northern Cape, Free State, KwaZulu Natal, Limpopo, Mpumalanga, Gauteng, yeah. So you see, so it is 9 provinces. Uh, Northwest. Mm, so it is 9 provinces and also 11 languages that are official here. So we were having our own civilization before they came. But they will say, you were not there. How could you say you were not there? Because they were not having a microscope, because they were in Cape Town. They don't know what's happening in KwaZulu, because their ancestors were based in Cape Town, but they will tell you that, oh, the first uh, African settlers were the Khoisan, in South Africa. No, Khoisan are the discoverers of Cape Town, not KwaZulu Natal, not Mpumalanga, not Limpopo, because each and every province has got its own um, tribes they that discovered that particular land. Like Northwest, discovered by the Tswana people, original from Botswana, but they never been in Northwest after the Dutch arrival in Cape Town. They were there before the Dutch arrivals. Same applies to the Venda people in Limpopo. They were in Venda. They were there, but they originally from Zimbabwe. They were there already because they built Mapungu there, I think around 11th century, if I'm not mistaken. So they were there. So same applies to Vasco da Gama. Vasco da Gama can't say that, oh, he discovered Maputo. In Maputo, there were Ronga people there, or the Zonga people who were there. Same applies to Kruger National Park. Kruger National Park was filled with the Sutu and the Shangan, or the Zonga people who were there. But when you read the history after the Anglo-Boer War, some Boers managed to escape to settle to Namibia. Some managed to escape to northeast, where they ended up in Kruger, in what they know as a Kruger National Park that is covered by Paul Kruger. So Paul Kruger didn't discover a Kruger National Park because there were already people there. Same applies to what the Dutch settlers, the first Dutch settlers under Jan van Riebeeck did to the Khoisan in Cape Town. So the history, it is like that. So you can't change everything that based on facts. You see. So uh, I don't blame our ancestors because they were so hospitality. If you're a person, you must be having a sense of humor so that you can able to live with other nations regardless of the race. That's why you see Africans are being mistreated because of the hospitality, and are being laid back because they don't want the Africans to have a power, because once we have a power, we can able to lead and to make our people achieve a lot. So they will try by all means to step us down, to dehumanize our history, to call our spiritual mythology, witchcraft, you see, something like that, and then to cause civil war because it's what they want. But not all of them, but there are certain, like the NATO nations, still consuming a lot of resources that are creating more wealth to them. That's why you see a lot of invasions in West Africa, more especially France is busy in Niger, Burkina Faso, Mali, trying to bring war, a civil war that the civil war that will able to contribute to them, because if Africans keep on fighting or keep on pointing to fingers to each other is where they can able to grab our land and make it resourceful to them, so that they will able to enjoy the wealth while we're still fighting on our own land, on our own land, without knowing where we can able to sort out our own issues, so that we can able to stand firm and know where we could cultivate our future belongings. That's what I wanted to share with you for today. So please like, share, and subscribe everything that is based here. So if you want to learn more about the Southern African cultures, you are more than welcome. So my name is Boat Ubisi. I'm based in Mpumalanga province here in South Africa. I am speaking Tsonga person under the tribe called Shangan. So I'm here in Bushbuckridge in Mpumalanga state or province is where I'm found. Um, I know I don't know only the South African history. I only know even the Zimbabwean history. I can able to speak Shona and Ndebele a little bit. And what I like about Zimbabwe is that there is also the Shangan people there. But I will find a day where I will able to do the live video about the history of Zimbabwe through the reign of Moni Mtapa, the Rosy Empire, how the Shona became Rosy, the clans, the Shona clans like Karangandao, Manyika, Zezuri, Korekore, you see something like that. So I will find it another day where I will able to embrace my culture by teaching you guys. So if you have some suggestion or some sort of an improvement that you see where it can able to benefit our youth to know this kind of history, please share with me, so that I will able to make sure that okay, because I'm not a perfect person, so I need some solutions where I can able to thrive my chat so that it will reach to millions people. Thank you a lot and goodbye. So don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Thank you a lot.